Well, moving into our second segment of the day, I figure we have a little bit of fun. It's a Friday episode, folks. Wait till we get our last one talking about there's something else that's considered racist. Not this one, but this one's dealing with the Pentagon just coming out and saying, yeah, there's an alien mothership in space. Folks, you might look at this and be like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. You know, it's probably just some crazy journalist talking about this. No. This is the Pentagon officials are suggesting that there's an alien mothership in our solar system. This kind of went under the radar because you had all these bank failures going on, which makes me wonder if that's why they released this news when it basically got buried under everything else. And they're saying that this mothership could potentially be sending mini probes to Earth. This is not a small news headline. Every major outlet was covering this. It just got buried under this bank issue with Credit Suisse. You had Signature Bank, Silicon Valley, all that stuff. So check this out. Pentagon officials said in a draft document last week that aliens could be visiting our solar system and releasing smaller probe-like missions conducted by NASA when studying other planets. This is insane. It used to be crazy to talk about aliens and UFOs. Now there's a mothership. You know, it's so crazy. It is baffling. I'm losing my voice, folks. If you haven't gone over to baldbrad.com and get yourself a mug here, you just feel more powerful and more patriotic for this company. Look, it got the logo on the front with the Bald Brad Show, and you got to have the American flag on the back. If you haven't picked yourself up some merch, what are you doing? Also, head over to baldbrad.com. We did release a book, Trojan Horse: How the Left is Destroying America, folks. It is a phenomenal book. Head over to Amazon, give us a 5-star rating. Amazon relies heavily on your guys' rating, so give us a nice 5-star and leave us a sweet comment. If you already purchased it, please head over. Take care of us there. Support the Bald Brad Show. Well, again, a draft release and report was authored by a bunch of people, and that was released on March 7th, and focuses on the physical constraints of unidentified aerial phenomena. An artificial interstellar object, this is a quote, by the way, could potentially be a parent craft that releases many small probes during its close passage to Earth, an operational construct not too dissimilar from NASA missions. These seeds, is what they're calling them, I think dandelion seeds is kind of the reference they're referring to, could be separated from the parent craft by the tidal gravitational force of the sun or by maneuvering capabilities. The AARO was established in July 2022 or 2022 and is responsible for tracking objects in the sky, underwater, and in space, or possibly an object that has the ability to move from one domain to the next. Meaning basically going from space into the water, or heck, into the sky into the water, which we've tracked this stuff on military radar. We've tracked them on military surveillance and video as well. So Congress tasked NASA to find 90% of all objects near Earth that are larger than 140 meters in 2005, which resulted in telescopes kind of observing all these things. So on October 19th, 2017, the telescope that was referred to here in this report detected an unusual interstellar object that was later named, the Umama or whatever it's called. It was like that long cigar-shaped, it looked like an asteroid, and I think it like moved or propelled in some way, shape, or form away from the sun, which doesn't make sense because the sun should pull it in, but it propelled away from the sun without showing a cometary tail, leading scientists to believe it was basically artificial. It was something that was made from another life form. Also, 3 years ago, another object was discovered, the report noted, namely NASA's rocket booster in 2020, which had no cometary trail either. So you got some weird stuff taking place. You got our military saying they're engaging with these objects off the coast of California, the West Coast, and off of the East Coast every week, you guys. Our fighter pilots, these guys aren't idiots. These are extremely smart people. They're not like Karine Jean-Pierre, Jen Psaki, and Joe Biden. These guys are actually smart. They're in control of $22+ million aircraft. And they're saying, look, we're engaging with these things. We don't know what they are. They're sitting there combating us. They're disrupting our systems, which is an act of war, by the way. So whatever's going on, this stuff is nuts, folks. But I wanted to bring it to your attention to get your take on this. Do you believe in aliens? Or do you think that it's some black project from the United States government? Because that's what Dr. Greer says it is. Dr. Greer, somebody who's followed UFOs, has a lot of information on this stuff. We haven't really talked about it much on Supernatural Saturdays in terms of what he says. We'll get into that later. But recently on Supernatural Saturdays, we've been covering a Joe Rogan podcast with a guy that worked in Sector 4 and supposedly worked on alien spacecraft. Could this stuff be real? Maybe. But the fact that you have the Pentagon just open arms like, yeah, we think there's a mothership out there in outer space, that's crazy. I mean, talk about saying something like that 10 years ago. No way in hell. No way in hell. So I want to know what you guys think about this because, it kind of rolls into Supernatural Saturdays for tomorrow. But curious, again, just curious on what the Bald Brad Show viewer thinks. That's what the show's all about, right? A community of Republicans and conservatives having a fun time, sipping on coffee in the morning and going through crazy articles. I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Bald Brad Show. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all our future content.